Hello, hello. Today we're going to talk about cardio. Today we're talking about cardio. And let me make sure I put my comment here. Look who's here. Stop, girly. Let me pin my comment. That's it. Today we're going to talk about why. Why in earth? Hi, Sarah. Sarah, don't you supposed to be in bed by now? I'm checking you. So look, why cardio is holding you back. Why cardio is preventing you to see the lean body you want. And the most important things that I want to talk to you is I got a message from one of my girls. And hello. Hi, Wanda. It's so good to see you guys. So I'm super excited. We're doing all those lives, this series of live. I'm coming live twice a day. If you missed this morning live, make sure you come tomorrow morning, 8:45 Eastern time, 8:47 Eastern time. We're gonna do upper body training. Do not show up just for the lower body and booty training. Come out for the upper body as well. It's gonna learn a lot. Okay, we're doing a workout, but it's more like a workshop. And this is all because we're celebrating the master class that we're gonna do on February 3rd. Okay, so I had one of my girls send me a message, and it was really good. I was like, I have to make a whole live on that because we had such a beautiful conversation. She asked me this, Yizam, why when I went for a walk, like a 45-minute walk, I burned more calorie than I did doing my strength training? And I was like, oh, that's such a good question. She was like, then why supposed to be focused on more on cardio? Because this way I can burn more calories. And this opened an entire like Pandora box. And I wanted to have this conversation with her. And I want to ask you, how many of you ever thought about this? Well, if I do cardio, I can burn more calories than if I do my strength training. So the idea was like, okay, maybe I can focus on cardio more. And I want to really, I'm super excited about this. You know, I'm such a fitness geek. And what I want to think about this is I want you throw one question to you. Now, my question to you is number one, are you focused on the correct things? Are you focused on the amount of calorie you spend for exercising? Or you thinking about the ultimate goal? What is our ultimate goal? Is to actually have a body that burns fat when we're doing nothing. And I'm going to get to that. We're absolutely getting to that. But now my question for you is, okay, the conversation that I had with her was like this. Okay, now do you agree with me? If you had a body that burns more calorie while you at rest, you have like a fat burning machine body, you would get closer to your leaner body. Then I ask you the same question. What do you think? Do you think if you had a body that burns more calorie during the day when you're sitting doing nothing, would you burn more? Would you get closer to a leaner body? And her answer was yes. Okay, fine. How do I get that body? It was the first thing you answer. It's like you go and you hop and you, how do I get that body? And now I'm going to ask you, hold on. I'll tell you exactly how you're going to get that body. But first, I'm going to ask you, I want you to actually understand one concept. In order to make your body burn more calorie, we need to increase your metabolism. You need to increase how much calorie you burn at rest, meaning those hours that you actually are not working out, those 23 hours of the day that you were like doing nothing or you were working. Wouldn't it be nice if you had a body that would burn more calorie during those times, right? Keep with me. Today we're talking about cardio, okay? And now she was like, okay, I get it. How do I do this? And we do this by making sure we do certain type of exercise. And I'm going to tell you in a little bit which one that will increase your muscle mass, increase your muscles. Okay. And I'm going to tell you exactly how we're going to do this. But before, and this is what today I want to talk about, is how can you actually not ruin this? So, what are you doing that somebody made you believe, your whole life made you believe that it was the best way to lose the weight, was the best way to get a leaner body, but it's preventing you. And today's life, it's all about cardio. And I want to tell you, and I want to show you, and I want to literally guide you to make sure you understand that when we focus on cardio, we're actually getting away and getting far away from our leaner body. I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you how. Okay, so the first thing, why we're talking about cardio. Now, I want to say one thing before you start is I am not saying that cardio is bad. What I am saying is our ultimate goal is to look leaner and feel stronger. Isn't that what we want? Absolutely. That's what we want. With this in mind, okay, when I do cardio, I want you to think about this. Remember that when I start this live, was talking about one of my girls that she told me that she was burning more calories doing cardio instead of doing strength training, right? And and she's thinking about this, I want you to understand something. The cardio will make you burn a little bit more calories during the cardio, okay? But now you actually, okay, so that's why I'm training so much and I'm not seeing the results I want. I am training, I'm exhausted. I'm beating myself up. Somebody actually told me that to me. I'm beating myself up, Isa, and I'm not seeing the results that I want. I'm training for hours. And every time that I look in the mirror, I'm still not feeling. And every time I put a clothes, I have to pick 5 different outfits because my outfits are not fitting. But at the same time, they were training hard, but they're doing cardio. They're putting cardio as the center of everything. So, why do you think, and I want to talk to you about this, why do you think I talk about cardio this way? What I want you to imagine is you go to the gym, or you have a treadmill at home or an elliptical at home, and you start moving and sweaty and sweaty and sweaty. And now you finish the workout thinking you had a great workout because you drained and sweaty. You have that misconception that you're like, oh, okay, now I'm gonna look leaner. Now my cellulites are gonna go away because I'm all drenched and exhausted. But the idea is once you finish the cardio and you burn those amount of calories, once you're done, you're done. Your body go back to normal, right? So I want you to imagine this. Okay, so if you did cardio for an hour, what are you going to do the rest of the 23 hours? And we start this live talking about how would it be nice if we had a body that spent extra calories during those 23 hours that we're not exercising. How nice would that be? And is okay, that would be great, but how can I do this? You can do this by focusing on the strength training. And we're going to talk more about the strength training. We're going to talk exactly what you do because it's not just get the weight and go. I'm going to tell you exactly what we're going to do throughout this whole week, and especially on February 3rd during the masterclass. Okay. So we're going to talk about every single thing, how you're supposed to do it. And if you saw any of my videos and you saw how exactly I teach, I want you to do that. Okay. I want you wait a little bit, but let's focus on what I actually you're doing that it's not right. And I want you to talk more about cardio. So, okay, Isa, you tell me that strength training is actually have the after effect. So that makes it's gonna make me burn more calories throughout the day. I'm gonna say yes. Because that is the ultimate goal that we want. Remember, we want a body that is a fat burning machine. So this way we can get closer and closer to our lean body. Okay, great. I understand that cardio only burns calories when I'm doing strength training, burns calories after the training. 24 hours of training, even sometimes 48 hours. If burn more calories, if you do the right type of training, if you do using the correct mechanics, if you're using mind muscle connection, which all that's we're going to talk about during this week and more on the masterclass. Now, okay, I got it. The second point about cardio is cardio does not build muscle. Do you remember what we talked about? In order to have that body that burns fat during the 23 hours in the day, you actually need more muscle. In cardio, actually not gonna build muscle. One day I had a girl that came to me on DM. I talk because I spend like half of my day on DM, talk to so many women. And she said, Isa, when I run, my legs get really strong. And I'm like, hmm, what is happening? Then we start talking more and more. And she was like, yeah, I gain a lot of muscle on my legs. And I was like, okay, let's talk about this. Because if you compare a marathon runner, how did their body look like? Right? Do their body look like, do they're like bulky or they're like super, super, super thin, not even lean, they're thin, they're skinny, right? So think about this. Once you and then when I got to talk to her more, we start understanding that she was eating more. That's why she was getting a little bulkier. Okay. But coming back to the fact that cardio does not build muscle, and we said we absolutely need the muscle in order to make our body burns more calories, to make us burn more calories throughout the day on those 23 hours that we're not working. In our case, 23 and a half, because we train for like 35 minutes. That's it. That's it. When I say we, me and my girls. Now, understanding that cardio doesn't build, okay, what does build? Strength training. Is that any strength training? Is that can I just grab the weight and go? No. Okay, it's a strength training that has a periodization, the strength training that you understand that you using progress overload, that you understand that you're moving forward, not evolve. I used to say evolving, not evolving, but like you're progressing. Okay, those type of training, and we're gonna talk more about this throughout this week. If you go on my Instagram, you're gonna see a calendar that we did for the whole week. And there is one pillar that called training smarter. That's the day that we're really going to focus on talking about the training smarter and how you're supposed to do your strength training. But now think about this. So now, number one, we understand that cardio doesn't burn extra calories after. And now we understand that cardio does not build muscle. And the third point that I wanted to talk to you is, okay, what does cardio do then? Cardio actually help you burn the fat, yes, of course. Not as much, not during the 23 hours, and that's what we want, but okay. During that little hour that you're training. Cardio works your heart, yeah. But cardio also burn your muscles. And instead now I want to really pause and understand this. Now you understand why, yes, you were mentioning like those marathon runners, because their body are so thin. Okay. But now I'm going to think about you or somebody that you know, that you tell me that you're spending hours in a cardio and you're training for hours, but yet you look in the mirror and your bodies are not toned. And you're like, what is going on? Is a why? I'm beating myself up on the treadmill. I'm beating myself up. I bought a Peloton. Like I think everybody bought a Peloton. When they supposed to not invest in a Peloton, they're supposed to invest in those big weights and heavy weights. And then you ask, it's like, but I'm doing so much cardio. Why my body is, why I'm still seeing cellulites? Why my skin is not toned? Why my muscles are not toned? That's the point, because you're focusing on, you're prioritizing the cardio instead of prioritizing the strength training. Now, I'm going to ask you, does that make sense? And I know some of you guys just got here, but I want you to put in the comments, or there's a little question box that you ask me and we can talk a little bit. But I want to bring this to you because it's such a common mistake that a lot of people think they're doing. That's the way they do. That's the way you get a lean body. You just hop on the treadmill and run for hours, or you stay there for the longest, right? Then I want you to think about this. I want you to think about this. Is actually what you're supposed to be doing. Is actually why. What's the reason? I want you to ask yourself, okay, I'm beating myself up. I'm doing that for hours, but I'm still not there. I'm still not seeing my toned body. I'm still not seeing that lean body that I want. Something must be going on. Something must be wrong. And now you know that the fact that you are prioritizing cardio over strength training, that is a big mistake. The ones that it's not your fault, which is very, very important to say that because you were not training to know that. You grow up knowing that, we grew up knowing that women go to the classes, right? And we're going to have a whole class. I think it's tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to have an entire class talking about group classes and also why group classes is a big mistake. So, we're going to talk about the three main mistakes. Today is about cardio. Tomorrow is going to be about group classes. And I know I have a lot of people are going to come here saying, wait, group classes? Tomorrow. It makes a lot of things. Look, my hubby, how good he is. So this is very, very, very important. I want to talk to you about today. Okay. I want to focusing on what should I do instead. And we already know that strength training, but then you ask, is that the same one? Is that this only the strength training that I'm supposed to do? No. You need something that would make you grow. You need something that you make you progress. And then we're going to talk about that during this whole week. I'm coming live twice a day, okay? And I'm on my stories all day long, just so we can get excited, we can hop, we can get really, really pumped for the masterclass that is coming. Because on the masterclass, I would have more time with you. I would come and unpack everything and show you why exactly you're doing so many things and yet you're not seeing the results you want. Doesn't need to be this complicated. And that's literally why I came here today to talk to you. So I hope this helped you. I absolutely hope that's helped you. The main thing about we talked today was, I'm just going to do a quick review for the ones that just got here, was why cardio, why absolutely cardio, it's not the main activity that you should focus in. Okay. Why cardio is not the main activity for choice. Number one, because we need a body in order to become lean. We need a body that burns more calories throughout the day. And cardio is not going to give us to us. Cardio is only going to give that calorie, that burn that calorie during that time. But what we're going to do in the next 23 hours. Okay. If we focus on strength training on the other side, strength training, we're going to have something we call the after effects. And strength training is going to make you, we call epoch, but also after effects that's going to make your body burn more calories so your body can repair the muscles that we just work out. Okay. So we understand that, okay, it's not just when I'm training, it's what I'm going to do after the training because we only train for what? Less than an hour? Hopefully you train less than an hour. And then what are we going to do the rest of the 23 hours? Build a body that will burn calories throughout that 23 hours that we have left. Okay. And we talk about that cardio actually does not build muscle like strength training. Okay. And also we talk about that cardio actually burn the muscles that we have as an energy. That's why you're hitting the treadmill, you're hitting the elliptical, you're going to the Zumba class. Okay. If you go to the Zumba class because you think you're gonna get leaner, that's a mistake. But if you're going to the Zumba class because you want dance, you want to hang out, you want to relax, that's a whole different thing. Okay. But I don't want you start doing those exercises and then focus and thinking that why not me? Why I cannot get a leaner body? Why every time I beat myself up, I train so much and I don't see the results? It's because you're doing something that you think it's helping, but in reality is actually preventing you to see the lean body you want. Okay. And that's why I came here. And that's why I want to help you understand this. So this way you can start seeing faster results. Because when we see faster results, what happens? We get motivated. And when you get motivated, our confidence go higher. And when we get higher, we break through the wall. We can do anything. So that's the way. And that's literally why I'm doing this, why I'm coming here live to you. I'm trying to open your head and put all this information in because I know it's going to change your life. And today I did just a little bit to get you excited, to get you going, because I don't have the whole time to actually come here and unpack. I need to tell you to, hey, register for the masterclass that we're going to do on the February 3rd. Block the time. Today I was writing the emails for the people that already signed up saying, hey, block the time, lock yourself in the room because you need focus. I need to you stop everything you're doing and come and sit with me and we can talk and have this conversation. Here on Instagram, it's a little bit harder because you're driving, you're doing everything, you're doing putting the kids to bed, or you're cooking, or you're still working. Some of my girls still working. Okay. And I want to set that day so we can just hang out and talk because I promise you, once you start seeing those things, there's no other way back. Once you see the mistakes that you're doing and you see why that's a mistake, you see why you're actually not having the results. When you understand, it's so much easier. It's so much easier. Deal? So I'm very excited to be here. I'm very excited for tomorrow, 8:47. We're gonna do an upper body workshop. So bring your weights, but come to learn. Bring your weights and come to learn because I am so excited about tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow. And thank you so much. And go register. The links on my bio. Bye.